keep everybody, trade no one. The Sixers are the best team in basketball. The Sixers absolutely demolished the Chicago Bulls. I never thought I'd say that. And not because the Chicago Bulls are a good team. They're not. In fact, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail just how bad they are. But holy shit! 127-105. And I am legit shook right now from what happened. I'm going to start on the Chicago side and then go to the police side. Obviously, this is a Sixer channel, but my God, what an atrocious performance. Lauri Markkanen, defensively. Offensively, the Detroit points. To be a Bulls fan, you don't care. What was that? Lauri Markkanen got laid up time and time again. Be it Shake Milton, Matisse Thybulle out of nowhere. Shout out to Matisse by stealing the night. What was that LaVine doing for you on the offensive end? Nothing. Defensively, he's getting torched. You thought Wendell Carter Jr. was your franchise. Not so much. So if you're a Bulls fan, what do you even have? Like, this blowout is worse than the 22-point loss that it is. If you're a Bulls fan, you're thinking to yourself, what do we even have? Coming into this game, the Sixers bench was one of the bottom 5 benches in the NBA. They just poured 78 points on you in the paint. If you're a Bulls fan, you look at Bad Young 32 and you're like, if we can get a first round pick, let's do it. Because right now, what do you even have? Like, who cares about being in the play-in tournament or whatever? You had a new management and you hope to escape the Gar-Forman regime. And this is the crucial test to find out if you really escaped it. Because this crap right here, and this ain't becoming anything. At this point, the only reason you keep LaVine is because you have nothing else. Like, you can't afford to lose Zach LaVine. Not that Zach LaVine is this player that he's been this season. It's more that your team sucks everywhere else on the board. Like, holy crap. Now, the good news is, Oral Porter's expiring. That's $28 million that you can finally put, if someone wants to play in Chicago, seriously, for a Bulls franchise. Now, I have no ill will to the Chicago Bulls. I'm just stunned. They're this bad of a team, and they're 8th in the Eastern Conference. So this is the second point. The Eastern Conference is shit. This is the worst conference in the NBA. Last I heard, about a week or two ago, the East is like 75 and 132 to the West. And boy, I can believe it. What garbage. Let me quickly read to you the Eastern Conference standings. Let me read to you these standings right now because, oh my God. So we're 25-12. We're top of the conference. The Nets also won. They beat the Boston Celtics. The Bucks are 23-14. And after that, listen to this, because this is pathetic. The Boston Celtics are 19-18. The Miami Heat are 19-18. They won 2 straight. The Knicks are 19-19. Got blown out by, who was it? Milwaukee. The Charlotte Hornets are 18-18. The Atlanta Hawks are 17-20. The Raptors are 17-20, who they just beat on the buzzer beater. So they're basically tied for 8th/9th. The Pacers are 16-19. The Bulls are 16-19. The Wizards are 14-21. The Cavs are 14-22. The Magic are 13-24. And finally, the Pistons are 10-27. What the fuck is this conference? Like, holy shit. You basically have 7 teams who are 500. But that 500 doesn't really say anything except We're good enough to win some games, but we're also bad enough to lose a lot of games. Like, a lot of these teams are actually on pace to win 35 games or less. I predict that you might only see 4 teams above 500 by the end of the regular season. Quote me on that. This conference is atrocious. And I'm a competitor. I'm a Sixer fan and I enjoy being number 1 in the conference. But to this conference, I say, wake the fuck up. Because this is embarrassing. 4 through 9. What an embarrassing shit show. So I actually think keeping this number 1 seed is crucial because it will be an easy 2 rounds until you get to the Brooklyn Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals. And it will be Brooklyn and it will be Philadelphia in the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe Milwaukee makes noise in the first round against somebody. Maybe Miami makes a little noise in the first round against somebody. Who cares? There's a clear tier difference. There's Philadelphia and Brooklyn up here, and then everyone else is down here. So we know who the Eastern Conference Finals are without a shadow of a doubt because the rest of this conference is absolutely shit. So watching that game and watching how we decimated them without Jerome Embiid, league MVP, without Ben Simmons' 6'10 versatile weapon, made me look at this conference, and that's why I started this video on this side. What a traditional conference. That's why getting Kyle Lowry is crucial. We get Kyle Lowry, we could possibly secure a trip to the NBA Finals. That's how bad this conference is. Get Lowry, you could possibly not even upset. I feel like we could take the Nets. ESPN doesn't think so. ESPN thinks there's this huge gap because these are the 3 greatest high school scorers. And that's true, but there's another team, and that other team also happens to play basketball, just as a reminder. Although I now know, looking at the pathetic conference, how it might be hard to believe otherwise. This conference is trash. I just had to start that off and just confirm that to everybody. The East is shit. Okay, now over to our side. It's sometimes hard to break down a game when you just decimate a shit basketball team. But you gotta give credit as well because, we're coming into this game, we're thinking Dwight Howard, Shake Milton, he's on and off. Are you getting good Howard or bad Howard? Are you getting good Shake or bad Shake? Matisse Bible. Let's start off the Sixers side with incredible praise to Matisse Bible. Defensively, he's staying in front. He's being committed. He's not overreaching. The 5 steals he got, he's not gambling. He's just straight-jacketing Zach LaVine. And Zach LaVine really couldn't get there with spots. And then, Matisse Bible hit the free ball like that. Not 3 for 3, but if this guy could be a 33% shooter, that would be crucial to getting some rotation minutes moving forward. And that was big for Matisse Bible. And Jerome Embiid had a tweet saying, "I'm seen enough, build around Tony Bradley." But no kidding, Tony Bradley was phenomenal tonight. Either that or Chicago was that pitiful, and it was actually a combination of both. Like, I'm not going to take away from Tony Bradley's execution at the same time. That Chicago Bulls team is shit, just like the rest of this shitty conference. Tony Bradley looked low-key like a Rudy Gobert. Now, that isn't too much of a surprise because he played with the Utah Jazz and played and studied under Rudy Gobert, but holy shit! In 22 minutes, this guy puts up, I think, 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Dwight Howard also with 12 points, 10 rebounds, and a couple of blocks. We just absolutely destroyed that pathetic excuse of a front line with Tony Bradley and Dwight Howard. Like, oh my God. And it goes on. Boogie had himself a Boogie game, 16 points or 14 shots, including a nice aerobatic and 1 layup. So Boogie does some Boogie things. Tyrese Maxey comes in late in the 4th quarter, and even Tyrese Maxey looks like he got a step in his feet again. He looks confident again. Shoots that mid-range jumper with no hesitation, pure splash. Gives himself a nice layup. The Sixers are obviously going to be very careful with Maxi's minutes. Because these reports are going all over the place, but there is something of a picture emerging that does say that Kyle Lowry, looking at the number 1 seed in the conference, looking at, the net connect with the Brooklyn Nets, so this is an opportunity to get back to the NBA Finals, and I'm age 34 going on 35. So it's looking more and more credible, especially with each Toronto loss, that could materialize in this next week. So if the Sixers keep winning and the Raptors keep losing, the Raptors are going to be like, you know what, fuck it. Hit the reset button. One of these teams in this cluster of trash is going to hit the reset button. Maybe not New York, for example. They're happy to be 500. They're happy to be at this point in this shitty division. But everyone else, one of them is going to be like, nah, bro, this ain't it. The team to watch out for is the Boston Celtics. They're not going to be a buyer with their trading. Why? Why would you buy? You don't have a point guard. Your wingmen are incredibly inconsistent. What are you getting for the power forward spot? Do you even know? I think it's time for Boston Celtics to seriously blow it up. And Boston fans are talking about it. Brad Stevens being on the hot seat. Why? Go look at your shitty roster. Danny Ainge, right, he should be on the front sheet. But if they made something as stupid a mistake like firing Brad Stevens, that dude would be a hot coaching commodity in a minute. It would be the same mistake the Clippers made for firing Doc Rivers. If you're going to fire someone from your upper management, you fire Danny Ainge. Because Danny Ainge ruined the Boston Celtics process even more than the Colangelo people and Brand may have misused our assets. Because, holy shit! Who is the third best player on Boston? Daniel Tice? No, seriously, but the way Kemba Walker's playing, the third best player on the Boston Celtics right now is Daniel Tice. Holy shit. I mean, I'm a Sixers fan, so I should not be sympathetic with the plight of the Boston franchise. In fact, I should be giddy about it. But if I were a Celtic fan, I would not like where they are. I would not, if I were a Boston fan, I wouldn't like the position my team is in. Not only in terms of the record, but the roster. And Danny Ainge has to be on the hot seat for everything that transpired. Another GM who should be on the hot seat is the GM of the Hawks. I mean, Daniel Gallinari is nice, but I'm not sure if he's a $17 million player at this point in his career. Playoff Rondo does not add anything to a Hawks rotation where Trae Young has already played 35 minutes. What an absolute waste of money. I'm sorry, this game is obviously great. You would like me to be broke. But this game actually made me look at the rest of the Eastern Conference at the time and be like, wow, this conference is shit. So hopefully, of these 6 teams that are barely 500, hopefully at least 2 or 3 of them get to a point where they rebuild, especially in Chicago. Rebuild, tear down the crap, and get yourself competitive again. Because as much as I love being on top of the East, I would love to be on top of a great East, like 2 years ago or whatever, rather than be on top of this stinking dunghill of pew. Holy shit, no wonder. There should be questions, not just of the Sixers, there should be questions of the Nets. I mean, the Nets are beating up on the same trash teams we are. It's because Durant, Harden, and Irving obviously have the name and the reputation. But dear mother of Lord, it's time to point out this conference for what it is. We haven't had a conference this bad since the last time the Sixers made the finals in 2001. So the East is back to dog shit. And that's maybe part of the reason the Utah Jazz have the best record in the league. Because again, any of the top Western Conference teams can beat up on that crap like we did. So the Western Conference is going to be super tight, and the Western Conference is once again going to be that conference where 52 wins might even only get you a 60 because you're busy beating up on East shit. Hopefully one of those bottom Eastern Conference teams turns it around a little bit. A little bit. Just to be a credible first-round opponent. Because, oh my God, these playoffs this year are going to be putrid to watch. Julius Randle and a bunch of halfway decent basketball players is your 5th or your 4th seed. Holy hell. That's the state of the conference right there. That's the state of the conference in an absolute nutshell. But that's just a competitive, neutral NBA fan in me. As a Sixer fan, I'm all for it. I'm all for this shitty conference if it means we get an easy path to the NBA Finals. Well, easy up until the Brooklyn Nets, but other than that, easy. So, the goal in here was to split this. That was the goal. The goal here was to split this. I did well say we can go 2-0 in these games. Obviously having won the Chicago game. And now, we're here with our game tomorrow. And Joel Embiid is going to return. As long as he registers yet another negative test, which I'm pretty sure he will, Joel Embiid will return. Hopefully our bench players don't go back to earth too much. And you could beat the Wizards. You could go 2-0, and then Ben comes back. If you go 2-0 and Ben comes back, that's where Doc Rivers has to get Coach of the Year. Where guys have been in and out due to COVID protocols. That's been the case for everybody. And he's kept this group together. And he's kept them focused on the larger goal of putting yourself in a position to do something special, like he would say. He would mention that it is a marathon and that you have to always be focused on it. And that's what Doc Rivers has been able to do. He's been able to keep his guys focused. And credit to them, they've kept themselves focused as well. Team chemistry is just incredible. And if you're able to acquire a veteran all-star guard, see, the core is there. The core is Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Tobias Harris. You get a veteran to go with those 3 guys, and all of a sudden, you're really, really looking at something special. So, let's see what this week brings. I'm excited. Daryl Morey is one of the best general managers in the league. The Sixers have assets, and the rest of the Eastern Conference is absolutely putrid. So I think we can make noise. I think we can make noise in this conference. Sixers of the Universe signing off. Peace.